Can you imagine? A tiny creature, no bigger than a house cat, carries on its back something so valuable, it has fueled an entire billion-dollar luxury industry. With over 50 million mink pelts produced every year, mink fur has captivated the world of high fashion, not just for its silky softness and glossy finish, but also for its exceptional ability to retain warmth. In addition, the droppings of the civet also play a key role in creating a type of coffee with a truly unique flavor, one that ranks among the most expensive in the world. So have you ever wondered, how are millions of luxurious mink pelts and those rare, high-priced coffee beans actually made? It all begins on specialized farms, where every movement and every meal is managed with precision, and continues into high-tech processing facilities, where each step is tightly controlled to create products that dazzle the entire world. Today, Agriculture Insight will take you on a journey to explore the entire unique process. Everything will be revealed in this video. Let's get started. To produce such luxurious fur, everything begins with carefully planned and calculated breeding. During mating season, farmers hand-pick mink breeding pairs with the most desirable coats. Pure color, dense fur, fine texture, and no signs of genetic illness. Selected males are then moved into the females' cages to begin mating. After a pregnancy of around 50 days, baby minks are born with their eyes closed, barely any fur, and fragile bodies that require the constant warmth and care of their mother. In the first few weeks of life, mother minks instinctively stay close or cover their kits to keep them warm. At around 5 to 6 weeks old, the young begin to wean, their coats thicken, and they are separated into individual cages for better hygiene and to avoid fights. From this point on, their diet and environment are closely monitored to ensure their fur develops evenly in color, thickness, and commercial quality. Minks are usually raised in individual wire cages, each lined with straw or mesh to protect their paws and maintain hygiene. The ideal temperature is maintained between 5 to 15 degrees Celsius, cool enough to encourage thick, shiny, and uniform fur growth. Cleanliness is critical. Cages must be dry, well ventilated, and regularly cleaned to prevent skin diseases and fur loss caused by bacteria or stress. Even though they're cared for in near-perfect conditions, could it be that deep inside those tiny eyes, the tiny minks are still dreaming of a day when they can run wild and free in nature? To develop the thick, glossy, and uniform fur desired in the fashion industry, minks require a specialized, closely monitored diet. Crafting the ideal meal plan is no easy task. Ingredient selection plays a key role. Their food is a protein-rich blend of ground fish, meat, grains, fats, and essential vitamins. Once all the ingredients are ready, they're mixed in large industrial blenders. The ratios must be precise. Even a slight imbalance could affect the nutritional quality. The final product is a dense, meaty, fish-scented paste, packed with nutrients to keep those hungry little minks energized throughout the day. Every day, this feed is loaded into special distribution vehicles equipped with pressure nozzles that spray the mixture directly onto the top mesh of each cage. Unlike most animals fed from trays, minks have a natural habit of reaching upward to eat, mimicking their instinctual hunting behavior. This method not only saves time and labor, but also helps keep the bottom of the cages clean, reducing contamination and disease risk. After 7 to 8 months of growth and consuming several tons of ground fish, minks reach their prime, with their fur at its fullest, richest stage. As winter arrives, minks with the thickest, shiniest, and highest quality fur are gently captured by farmers using specialized tools and prepared for processing. They are placed into machines that use CO2 gas to induce unconsciousness, or in some cases, electrocution is applied, a method that ensures the process happens quickly. These methods are used with the intent to minimize pain and stress for the animals. Once the mink are completely immobilized, their bodies are transferred into a large rotating drum coated with lime powder or drying agents. This step helps clean the bodies, absorb moisture, and soften the skin in preparation for further treatment. At this stage, the mink are ready to enter the modern processing facility, a place where their pelts are transformed into the coveted soft gold of the high-end fashion world. When the transport trucks arrive at the factory, the mink with their soft, luxurious fur are unloaded into storage, ready to begin their transformation. The first step in the production line is skinning. The process begins with the worker making a small incision along the lower belly or between the mink's hind legs using a specialized cutting knife. This creates an opening point for skinning. Next, the mink is placed onto a skinning machine equipped with a clamping mechanism. The animal's hind legs are secured into position, while the lower section of the pelt is gently pulled downward by hand, with mechanical assistance providing steady force. Within just a few precise movements, the entire pelt, including the precious fur, is separated in one smooth motion, ensuring the fur's structure remains undamaged. Right after skinning, the pelts retain moisture, body oils, and natural odors. If left untreated, they spoil quickly, so the skins are transferred to a large rotating drum, similar to an industrial washing machine, filled with dry powders like fine sawdust, slaked lime, or wood flour. As the drum spins, the abrasive powder gently removes leftover fat, absorbs moisture, and softens the tissue inside the hide. This step also helps deodorize the pelt and temporarily preserves it until further processing. After completing the dry drum treatment stage, the pelts move on to the wet cleaning phase. This crucial step helps eliminate any remaining dirt and residues while stabilizing the pH level of the skin. The pelts are placed into a rotating drum washer filled with warm water mixed with salt, vinegar, baking soda, and a small amount of disinfectant solution. At this stage, the fur pelts are hung onto vertical cylindrical mounts, with each pelt secured using steel clips and rotated evenly around the cylinder. This arrangement optimizes space, enhances the circulation of hot air, and ensures the fur dries uniformly while maintaining its natural fluffiness. However, some facilities use a flat stretching method instead, spreading each pelt over a wooden or metal frame and securing it on all four sides using pins or hooks. If you think the mink fur processing ends here, think again. Right after the pelts are fully dried, they move on to the softening stage, where they are treated with natural oils. The purpose of this step is to restore the softness and flexibility of the leather base, which tends to become dry and stiff after the drying process. In cases where the natural fur color doesn't meet luxury fashion standards, pelts are selected for dyeing. They're immersed in special dye baths containing pigments, conditioners, and fixatives. Depending on the desired shade and fur type, the dyeing can take anywhere from several minutes to hours. During the spinning process, the dye penetrates every hair strand from root to tip without damaging the hide. Once complete, The pelts are rinsed clean to remove excess dye, then dried again to lock in color while maintaining shine and softness. The dyed and treated pelts then undergo a visual and tactile inspection by experienced specialists. They examine color consistency, sheen, texture, thickness, and fur alignment. Trained eyes can spot minute imperfections, like hair direction mismatches or subtle scratches that machines might miss. Each pelt is then tagged and graded according to quality, from standard to premium. After the manual inspection, the pelts move to an automated sorting line. Here, sensors, cameras, and measuring tools analyze each pelt's dimensions, color uniformity, and hair density. The system then groups similar pelts together for easier matching during production or auctioning. Once sorted, the pelts are laid flat, folded neatly, and packed into moisture-proof, insect-resistant packaging. They're now ready to be shipped to international buyers or high-end auction houses. In top-tier tailoring workshops, expert artisans cut and stitch each pelt with meticulous care. The fur must be aligned perfectly, matching direction, color gradient, and texture, to create seamless pieces. From these skilled hands come luxurious garments, mink coats, shawls, hats, handbags, and accessories, symbols of elegance and status that can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. If you're not spending thousands on a luxury fur coat, would you consider dropping $1,000 just to sip a cup of coffee made from poop? So how exactly does animal waste turn into a dark, silky brew worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Let's uncover the mystery. The journey begins in October each year when coffee trees enter their peak ripening season. Farmers carefully climb ladders to hand-pick ripe coffee cherries, even from the highest branches. Once the baskets are full, the cherries are sorted on site with extreme care. Only the brightest, ripest, and juiciest red cherries, those that meet the highest sweetness and aroma standards, are selected for Civet coffee. Anything less is unworthy of becoming this gourmet product. In Civet coffee farms, civets are kept in individual steel cages and fed a monotonous diet: red coffee cherries, day after day. No more wandering freely in the forest, no more choosing what they like. Now they eat only what's provided. Each day, caretakers prepare precise portions of cherries, placing them into trays inside the cages or feeding them directly by hand. The cherries must be ripe, clean, and unblemished. If a civet refuses to eat or vomits the cherries, the fermentation process fails, ruining the final product. Since civets are nocturnal by nature, most of their feeding happens at night. And here lies the first secret of this ultra-premium brew: the strange fermentation that takes place inside the civet's digestive system. The civet eats the cherries but only digests the sweet pulp outside. The beans inside remain intact as they pass through its system. During digestion, natural enzymes and gut flora seep through the bean's outer shell, subtly altering its internal protein structure. The result? Less bitterness, more sweetness, and a smooth, mellow aroma, a flavor profile no industrial process can truly replicate. After the civet has completed its mission, digesting the sweet pulp of the coffee cherry and excreting the intact, naturally fermented bean, farmers begin the most unusual harvest stage of the entire process. Each morning, workers walk along rows of cages, armed with small shovels or specialized gloves, carefully collecting the civet droppings that contain the precious coffee beans. It's not exactly the most glamorous job in the world, but it's the very first step in creating one of the most expensive coffees ever brewed. So here's the question. If you were paid $20 an hour, would you be willing to roll up your sleeves and join the elite ranks of the world's poop collectors? The fresh droppings are rushed to the first processing area, the beginning of the transformation from waste to black gold. There, workers in protective gear manually separate the beans from the feces, one by one. This step requires patience and precision, as each bean must remain whole and undamaged to preserve its quality for roasting later. The separated beans are then submerged in large tanks of water and washed thoroughly in several stages. The first rinse removes loose dirt. Then, the beans are soaked again and treated with a mild disinfectant solution to kill bacteria and eliminate odors. They're stirred by hand or using aeration systems to lift off any remaining residue. This multi-stage cleaning can take 2 to 4 hours, depending on how clean the beans are at the start. Once finished, the beans are drained and moved to the drying phase. After rinsing, the beans are spread out evenly across wire mesh trays or concrete drying yards. For the next 3 to 5 days, they're dried naturally under the sun. During this time, workers turn the beans several times a day, usually 3 to 4, to ensure even drying and prevent mold or unwanted fermentation. It might sound simple, but this step is critical. Poorly dried beans can ruin the flavor and consistency during roasting. Once the beans reach a moisture level of about 12%, they're finally ready for the most crucial phase, roasting. Roasting is where the magic happens, and the value of these rare beans is truly unlocked. The beans are placed into small, high-precision roasting machines. Temperature and time are carefully controlled, usually between 180 degrees and 220 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the desired roast level. Modern machines allow roasters to monitor aroma development in real time, adjusting airflow, drum speed, and heat levels with incredible precision. As the beans expand and crackle, they release a subtle, sweet aroma, softer than regular coffee, like opening a box of long-forgotten memories. When brewed, Civet coffee produces a dark brown, crystal-clear liquid. Its flavor is smooth, low in bitterness, with a lingering sweetness and a faint hint of fermented fruit, all thanks to the natural microbial fermentation process inside the civet's stomach. A single kilogram of finished Civet coffee can fetch anywhere from $500 to over $1,000, an astonishing price for something that was once considered waste. However, not every cup smells of freedom. The rising demand for civet coffee raises serious concerns about the welfare of the animals. When civets are forced to consume coffee cherries continuously, they often suffer from stress, declining health, and reduced reproductive ability, yet are still made to eat. That's why it's essential for farms to adopt humane farming practices that ensure a more natural and ethical environment for these animals. What are your thoughts on this issue? Feel free to share them in the comments below. Rabbits aren't just cuddly little creatures, perfect for petting zoos or Easter decorations. They are lean, mean protein machines. Farmers love them because they are resource efficient. They don't need as much space or feed compared to larger livestock like cows or pigs. Think of rabbits as the minimalist of farm animals. They can live in relatively small quarters and have a speedy reproductive cycle. In fact, a single rabbit can produce 6 to 8 pounds of meat while consuming very little in terms of feed. They're also prolific breeders, hence the old phrase, breed like rabbits. A farmer could start with just a few breeding pairs and within a year have enough bunnies to make a significant impact on their meat production. Rabbits for meat are often specific breeds like the New Zealand white or Californian rabbits. These breeds are favored for their fast growth rates and large size. Once a doe female rabbit is bred, she can give birth to a litter of up to 12 kits after a pregnancy lasting about 30 days. A healthy doe can have up to 5 or 6 litters per year, meaning the rabbit population grows faster than you can say, "What's up, doc?" Farmers carefully manage the diet of their rabbits to ensure healthy, strong animals. Their diet mainly consists of hay, fresh greens, and specially formulated rabbit pellets rich in nutrients. The goal is to ensure the rabbits are healthy, gain weight efficiently, and maintain good fur, which, by the way, can also be a profitable product. In modern farms, rabbits are raised with a focus on both efficiency and animal welfare. The conditions for rabbit care in these facilities emphasize space, cleanliness, and diet to ensure their health and well-being, which in turn leads to high-quality meat production. Modern rabbit farms typically provide individual or group pens that allow enough room for rabbits to move freely. These pens are often designed with mesh floors to allow waste to drop through, maintaining cleanliness and reducing the risk of disease. Rabbits are sensitive to temperature, so many modern farms have climate-controlled environments. This ensures the rabbits stay comfortable in both hot and cold conditions. Proper ventilation systems are in place to maintain fresh air circulation and reduce humidity, which is essential for their respiratory health. Rabbits are fed a balanced diet that primarily includes hay, fresh greens, and specially formulated pellets that provide essential nutrients like fiber, proteins, and vitamins. Access to clean, fresh water is also critical, and many farms utilize automatic water systems to ensure consistent supply. Regular health checks are a key part of modern rabbit farming. Farmers or veterinarians monitor for common issues like digestive problems, respiratory infections, and dental health. Preventive care, including vaccines and parasite control, is often part of the management routine to keep the herd healthy. Breeding practices are closely managed to avoid overbreeding and stress. Doe female rabbits are given time to rest between litters to ensure their well-being. Additionally, many farms adhere to animal welfare standards that prevent overcrowding and ensure humane treatment throughout the rabbit's life cycle. These practices help ensure that rabbits are raised in conditions that promote both humane treatment and efficient meat production, balancing ethical concerns with economic viability. Rabbits are ready for harvest, typically around 8 to 12 weeks old. They weigh about 5 pounds. Harvesting rabbits is a much smaller scale process than that of cows or pigs, so the slaughter facilities are often family-owned or smaller scale operations. The process itself is designed to be as humane as possible, with a quick, painless method of euthanasia, usually using a technique called cervical dislocation. I know it sounds a bit morbid, but compared to the industrial processes of larger animals, it's relatively quiet and stress-free for the rabbits. Once harvested, the rabbits are taken to processing facilities where they are skinned, gutted, and cleaned. Rabbit skin is surprisingly useful and can be sold for fur production, adding another revenue stream for farmers. After being cleaned, the rabbit carcasses are cooled and prepared for packaging. Some are sold whole, while others are broken down into various cuts like legs, loins, and shoulders. The meat is vacuum sealed and either frozen or shipped fresh to markets, restaurants, or directly to consumers. A neat little tidbit: rabbits are highly sustainable in terms of processing. Almost every part of the rabbit can be used, minimizing waste. For instance, bones are sometimes used for making broth, and the organs, especially the liver, are considered a delicacy in some cuisines. Now, let's zoom out from the farm and processing plant and look at where rabbit meat fits into the broader picture of American life. The role of rabbit meat in the US isn't huge, but it has a niche market. You won't see rabbit meat next to the beef burgers at every grocery store, but that doesn't mean it's insignificant. As more consumers turn towards sustainable, healthy meat options, rabbit meat is carving out its place. The rabbit meat industry might not be as colossal as beef or pork, but it still plays a role in local economies, particularly for small-scale farmers. Because rabbits are so resource efficient, they are a great option for urban farms or farmers looking to diversify their offerings without needing much additional space or feed. The market is slowly expanding, and as demand for ethical, sustainable, and health-conscious food increases, we might see rabbit meat hopping onto more dinner plates. For most Americans, rabbit isn't exactly a household staple, but for foodies and culinary enthusiasts, it's considered a gourmet option. Rabbit meat is incredibly lean, with a flavor somewhere between chicken and turkey. It's often found on the menus of fine dining establishments, particularly those that specialize in French or Mediterranean cuisine. Dishes like rabbit stew, braised rabbit, or grilled rabbit legs are popular in certain regions and among those who seek out less common meats. Rabbits are also part of the culinary traditions of many immigrant communities in the US. Italian, Spanish, and French immigrants have long histories of incorporating rabbit into their diets, and their influence can still be seen in certain parts of the country. Rabbits have always had a unique place in American culture. On one hand, they're adorable, fluffy creatures often associated with springtime and holidays like Easter. On the other hand, they're also seen as a farm animal and a source of food. There's a certain cognitive dissonance when it comes to rabbit meat. Many people love the idea of rabbits as pets but shy away from the notion of eating them. But for those who do consume rabbit, it's seen as a healthy, ethical choice, especially in comparison to more intensive livestock like cows or pigs. Now that we've covered the logistics, let's hop into some of the more quirky and fun aspects of rabbit meat. Trust me, the world of rabbit farming isn't all seriousness and stats. Did you know that rabbit meat has more protein per ounce than chicken, beef, or pork? It's a powerhouse for those looking to get lean, healthy protein without all the fat. Rabbits are super eco-friendly. They have a low carbon footprint compared to other animals because they need less space, food, and water. So, if you're thinking of shrinking your carbon footprint, consider adding some bunny to your diet. One of the strangest rabbit-related facts comes from medieval times, where the Catholic Church in Europe once considered young rabbits as a type of fish. Yes, you heard that right, fish. This classification allowed monks to eat them during Lent, when other meat was off limits. Napoleon Bonaparte, the French military leader, was once attacked by rabbits. He had arranged a rabbit hunt for himself and his officers, but instead of scattering when released, the rabbits charged at the group, leading to what can only be described as a fluffy rebellion. Talk about a twist. As people become more health conscious and environmentally aware, rabbit meat may well have its day in the sun. It's healthy, sustainable, and can be a delicious addition to a variety of dishes. With the rise of farm-to-table movements and a focus on local, ethical food sourcing, more and more Americans might start seeing rabbit as more than just a cute animal hopping across the yard. While it's unlikely that rabbit will ever overtake beef or chicken as America's go-to meat, it's safe to say that this lean, mean protein source has a role to play in the future of American cuisine. And who knows, maybe one day it'll be as common in the grocery store as turkey or pork. So the next time you're at a restaurant and see rabbit on the menu, give it a try. You might just find that it's a hopping good meal. The Great Carrot Harvest, from field to farm in style. When it comes to harvesting carrots, forget about the old-fashioned bend over and pull method that might come to mind. Sure, your great-grandparents may have done it that way, but these days we're talking high-tech, large-scale operations. After all, 1.3 million tons of carrots don't just jump out of the ground on their own. The bulk of America's carrots come from California, a place that seems to be good at growing just about everything. Picture endless rows of perfectly aligned carrots basking in the California sun, like they're about to shoot a fitness commercial. Carrots thrive in sandy soil, so they don't have to wrestle with clumpy dirt. And the state's mild weather keeps the little orange guys growing strong year-round. Now, when it's time to harvest, American farmers don't send out squads of people with pitchforks. Instead, they use carrot harvesting machines, also known as carrot combines. These combines roll through the fields, pulling up the carrots with ease, separating the leafy tops from the orange roots, and lining up the harvested carrots neatly. It's like watching a really efficient vegetable assembly line in action. One machine can pull up tons of carrots in just a few hours, making it possible to keep up with the enormous demand. Imagine a carrot combine as a sort of vacuum cleaner for the earth. It drives over the fields, scooping up carrots from the soil with minimal fuss. The carrots are gently lifted from their earthy beds, and their tops are neatly chopped off, all without any human hands having to get dirty. Carrot combines are specialized agricultural machines designed for the efficient harvesting of carrots. These innovative machines streamline the labor-intensive process of gathering carrots from the ground, minimizing damage to the roots and ensuring a high-quality yield. A typical carrot combine features a series of cutting blades that slice through the soil, loosening the carrots and lifting them to the surface. Once extracted, the carrots are conveyed onto a sorting belt, where they are cleaned, trimmed, and sorted by size. This not only speeds up the harvesting process, but also reduces the amount of manual labor required, making it more economical for farmers. In addition to their efficiency, modern carrot combines are equipped with advanced technology, such as GPS and precision farming tools, enabling farmers to optimize their harvests and minimize waste. As agriculture continues to evolve, carrot combines represent a crucial innovation, helping to meet the growing global demand for this nutritious vegetable while supporting sustainable farming practices. not every carrot is lucky enough to become a supermarket superstar. After the carrots are harvested, they head to the sorting facility, where the veggies are judged based on their size and quality. It's a bit like a carrot beauty pageant, except here, both big and small can win prizes. The best-looking carrots go on to be sold as fresh produce, while the character actors of the carrot world, the ones with a little too much personality, are sent off to be chopped, sliced, or even juiced. So what happens after the harvest? It's the carrot's second life. Alright, so you've got a bunch of freshly harvested carrots. What's next? Well, the journey from field to fork is only just beginning. Before carrots can hit the shelves, they need to be cleaned up. And I mean really cleaned up. Freshly harvested carrots are caked in dirt, and no one wants to snack on a crunchy carrot with a side of soil. So the first step is giving them a good rinse. Carrots go through a series of industrial washers, which scrub away all the mud and grime. Think of it as a day at the spa for these hard-working veggies. Once the carrots are squeaky clean, it's time to decide their fate. Some will go on to be sold whole, while others will be peeled, sliced, diced, or juiced. The peeled and sliced varieties are used in everything from frozen vegetable mixes to carrot sticks for snacking. The slicing process is a marvel of modern efficiency. High-speed machines use lasers and water jets, yes, you read that right, to precisely cut carrots into the desired shapes and sizes. These machines work so fast that you could blink and miss a whole batch being chopped up. After they've been processed, carrots are packed into bags, boxes, or crates, depending on where they're headed. Some will go to grocery stores for the fresh produce section, while others will be frozen or canned for longer shelf life. The packaging process is carefully monitored to ensure that every bag of carrots looks just right. Because hey, carrots may be tough, but they still like to look their best. Hello everyone, welcome back to Agriculture Insight. Did you know that every year, American farmers harvest over 1.9 billion pounds of green cabbage? Green cabbage has become a national favorite vegetable in the US, thanks to its versatility, rich nutritional value, and its ability to feature in many dishes, from crunchy coleslaw and flavorful stir-fries to tangy sauerkraut, which is not only delicious, but also packed with vitamin K, vitamin C, and health-boosting fiber. The journey of green cabbage begins in meticulously planned, expansive fields, where each plant is carefully nurtured to ensure optimal growth. When harvest season arrives, modern machinery and the skilled hands of farmers work in harmony to deliver cabbages of the highest quality. From there, at the factory, advanced techniques and expert craftsmanship transform them into products that shine on family dinner tables every day. Let's dive into the fascinating story of green cabbage right now. Let's get started. Today's star is green cabbage, a familiar vegetable on American dining tables, grown abundantly across the fertile fields of California. Green cabbage makes up 70% of the total cabbage production in the US, far surpassing other cabbage varieties and contributing billions of dollars to the economy each year. Typically harvested in the fall or winter, the vast fields of California come alive with modern harvesting machines during this time. Their rhythmic movements create a unique symphony of American agriculture, delivering impressive yields while underscoring the sustainable economic value of green cabbage. Modern green cabbage harvesting machines are the true workhorses of the fields, silently taking on heavy tasks with outstanding efficiency. Equipped with sharp cutting blades positioned close to the base, these machines can easily cut each head of green cabbage directly at the stem, ensuring the cabbage remains intact and undamaged. These machines boast impressive productivity, capable of harvesting between 25,000 and 45,000 pounds of green cabbage per hour, depending on field conditions and cabbage size. Once cut, the green cabbages are transported on a soft, integrated conveyor belt attached to the machine. As they move along the conveyor, any outer leaves or older leaves that don't meet quality standards are automatically removed. This not only helps return nutrients to the soil, but also ensures the cabbages are cleaner and more compact. Next, the cabbages pass through a station where workers inspect them directly, trimming and refining the cabbages further to ensure consistent size and a perfectly uniform shape. When ready, green cabbages are loaded directly into large containers attached to the harvesting machine. These containers can hold up to 65,000 pounds, streamlining the process from harvest to transport and ensuring the cabbages remain fresh and ready for processing at the factory. While many American farmers use fully automated machinery to harvest green cabbage, in some regions, the traditional method of hand harvesting is skillfully combined with modern technology to optimize the process. Out in the fields, farmers use sharp knives to cut each green cabbage that meets the quality standards, then carefully place them onto a conveyor belt system attached to advanced machinery moving alongside them. This conveyor belt acts as a transporter, carrying the cabbages to a central area where other workers organize them into containers, each capable of holding about 500 to 1,000 pounds. Thanks to the support of conveyor belts and tractors, the manual harvesting method combined with machinery still achieves impressive efficiency. A single farmer can harvest an average of 200 to 400 pounds of green cabbage per hour, depending on field conditions and their working speed. In some farms, cabbages are even packed directly in the fields to save transportation time. The packed crates are then neatly loaded onto trucks and quickly transported to factories, where the cabbages undergo more thorough processing before reaching consumers. Once harvested from the vast fields and transported to the processing area, the green cabbages begin their journey of transformation, either becoming fresh, ready-to-use produce for discerning customers, or being turned into jars of tangy, vibrant, and flavorful green sauerkraut. For fresh green cabbage, as soon as they arrive at the factory, they are sent through an automatic cleaning system. Here, each cabbage is thoroughly washed with clean water to remove dirt, sand, and any impurities stuck to the leaves. After cleaning, the cabbages are transported to the automatic sorting area. The machine, equipped with advanced sensors, evaluates each cabbage based on its size, color, and quality. Cabbages that meet the standards are sorted by size to prepare for packaging, while those that don't meet the criteria are removed from the line. Next, the whole high-quality cabbages are sent to the automatic packing line. Here, each cabbage is wrapped in food-safe plastic film, ensuring it stays fresh and hygienic. Labels are then added, providing key details such as weight, origin, and production date. These whole cabbage packages are now ready for direct distribution to markets or for export. Not stopping there, some of the cabbages are taken to the cutting area, where they are sliced into perfectly portioned pieces or finely shredded, transforming them into crisp and refreshing coleslaw. After the initial cleaning process, the cabbages are transferred to a modern cutting area. Here, high-precision cutting machines quickly chop the cabbage into small, uniform pieces, or shred it into delicate, ribbon-like strands, resembling vibrant green silk. These thin, tender strips are gently carried along modern conveyor belts to a secondary washing station. This additional rinse ensures absolute cleanliness, removing any remaining impurities. For ready-to-eat coleslaw products, the shredded cabbage is thoroughly mixed with colorful vegetables like carrots or red cabbage, along with a hint of seasoning. The final product is a versatile, vitamin-rich, and nutritious offering, perfectly suited for a variety of dishes. When the green cabbages arrive at the factory, they are loaded onto modern conveyor systems and transported further into the facility. First, the green cabbages are sent through an automated system designed to remove the hard core. These machines operate at a capacity of up to 10,000 pounds per hour, ensuring fast and precise processing. Next, workers meticulously inspect each cabbage, removing outer leaves that fail to meet quality standards, such as those that are aged, wilted, or damaged by pests. This step is typically done manually to ensure the cabbages are clean and meet strict quality requirements before proceeding to the next stage of processing. After that, the remaining cabbage is sent to specialized shredding machines that cut it into thin, uniform strips. These machines can handle between 12,000 to 15,000 pounds of cabbage per hour, ensuring consistency in size, which is crucial for achieving the perfect flavor during fermentation. During this process, the shredded cabbage is seasoned with a precise mixture of salt and other spices. The salt is added not only to enhance the flavor, but also to draw out excess water from the cabbage, creating the ideal conditions for fermentation. Next, the cabbage is transferred into massive stainless steel vats or traditional wooden barrels, creating the anaerobic environment necessary for fermentation. To compress the cabbage evenly, workers often rely on traditional methods, stomping the cabbage with their feet. This technique not only ensures even compaction, but also helps release excess air. Over the next 7 to 14 days, natural lactic acid bacteria begin fermenting the cabbage, transforming it into a tangy, flavorful product. This fermentation process not only enhances the taste, but also preserves the cabbage, making it ready for the next stage, packaging. Once the sauerkraut reaches its perfect flavor, it is moved to an automatic packaging system. Here, the product is placed into sterilized bags or glass jars. The packaging machines remove any excess air to extend shelf life and ensure food safety. The finished products are then labeled and sent to the final quality inspection stage. This process not only guarantees the quality and flavor of sauerkraut, but also maximizes productivity. It combines modern technology with traditional methods to meet the growing demands of the market efficiently and effectively. The production and export of green cabbage contribute billions of dollars annually to the U.S. economy, solidifying the country's position as a leader in modern agriculture. From the vast fields of California to the advanced processing facilities in the Midwest, every step in the cabbage production chain reflects the unwavering dedication of American farmers. Their relentless efforts have transformed this humble vegetable into a symbol of American agricultural success, reinforcing the nation's top position in the global market. So, you've joined us on an exciting journey, exploring the life of green cabbages, from vast fields to fresh, delicious products on your table. These humble vegetables not only nourish our bodies, but also connect us to the dedication and hard work of farmers across the nation. Every cabbage carries with it economic value, health benefits, and a story of passion for farming. Thank you for being part of this journey. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel to discover more fascinating stories about agriculture. See you in the next video.